All right, hello and welcome back to Quest for Glory 4. Let us proceed into our glorious conclusion. I feel like there's no background music. I don't know why. What's going on? Is there ever? I feel like there should be music going on. I don't know. Let's find out. All right, let's take our torch here.
Put the torch back in.
Actually,
we
want to light this torch first.
Light the.
Good. Now we'll put this one back.
You put the torch back.
And we need to step in here, use the dark one sigil, a very, very specific point. So it actually is mildly difficult because...
You press the dark one sign against the top of the altar. The sand swirls and shifts to form a mirror image of the sign. The dark one sign dissolves into the sand, its purpose fulfilled at last.
Yeah, if you're just like slightly off on that, it just doesn't work, which can be very frustrating. But let us proceed with the ritual. I'm not going to actually listen to almost any of the rituals. They're all there in the Paladin playthrough if you really want to hear it. I'm just going to kind of advance through and just deal with them as they come.
That didn't. The ritual isn't...
Just read the ritual, honestly.
You unroll the scroll containing the bone.
All right. So yes, we're summoning a Boozle, specifically his bones, and we get trapped in this kind of rib cage, which we can try to just force our way out of. Is this force? That's lightning. That's force. Yes, we can try to just force our way out of.
The force bolt spell shakes the bone cage a little, but otherwise has no effect. You'll have to find a way to weaken the bones before you can break them.
And if you recall, we read something in the Adventurers Guild, which talked about how freezing...
The frostbite spell has frozen the bones, but they're still strong and solid.
Freezing and then melting something can weaken it.
The bones momentarily glow red hot. Your spell has softened them a little.
And now we should be able to force our way out.
That did it. The brittle bones cannot take any more of your onslaught of spells. They crack and fall to the ground.
Huzzah! All right, let's take our torch back and exit, as we did way back at the beginning.
Oof.
And we shall move on to our second ritual, which shan't be any more of an issue than the first was. There's some music. I don't know what's going on there. It just failed to load, so it needed to wait until a new set of music was supposed to be coming on. Kind of like when there's no battle music when we were fighting all of the revenants that would come out of the ground. All right, the blood ritual. Or not. Similarly, we are not going to listen to this. The only thing that's at all interesting about it is that the blood of a Boozle is described as essentially being acid, which means that we don't really want to have to touch it. Unfortunately, to get back over to where we want to go to exit, we'd have to go right underneath this stream here. So what we're going to do is freeze the pool of acid blood.
Your spell has temporarily stopped the flow of acid here.
Wonderful. And, oops. Now we can walk out. Come over here. Step down. And we can leave this area. Isn't that super? All right, now let's step in here. And we have a similarly silent room, although this one I believe is supposed to be silent at least. Now let us use the breath ritual. It's not the wind ritual.
On the most right horn shall I begin thy song.
This we actually do need to hear.
The shadows of darkness gather. Ya, Avuzel, Then shall I play on the leftmost of three. The wind shall come forth among the shadows. I shall bring breath again unto thy centre. The wind of darkness blows all before it. Yeah, a woozle of the breath of night. I shall sound the final note on high. The shadows of darkness shall rise again. You send...
All right, so we need to go right.
You take a deep breath.
Left.
You take a deep...
You step out of the way so we can get to the center.
You take a deep...
And then on high.
You take a deep...
Alright, the breath of a woozle is awakened. Now, I don't know if you can do this from here. I'm going to cast Calm.
Your spell has no effect.
Yeah, okay. So, this gets a little annoying trying to time this right, but we got to try and walk across here. All the other character types, you can just kind of grab on there. So I'm going to try to cast Calm. It seems to have stopped momentarily. You have a few seconds in which you tried to escape. Looks like we didn't quite do things fast enough. So Calm again, and then we need to cast Open. There we go. All right, we have escaped. Wonderful. I always felt like just the timing of that wasn't quite right. Just didn't happen as smoothly as I think it should. It almost feels like something's going wrong or that there's an issue with the coding, something like that.
You feel totally numb. Can't see anything, feel anything, hear anything, taste anything, or even smell anything. Is this totally senseless?
All right, so similarly, I'm going to continue to skip through the dialogue in here, but basically as we walk, we slowly reacquire our senses in various different ways, and as you get to the end and your sight returns, you actually kind of can see things. So the first thing we get back is touch. We have some kind of dendritic things over here. Then you get your smell back. Here's a nose. And you get your hearing back. You have a kind of semicircular canal and the inner ear bones. Finally, you get your sight back. And then here is the altar. It's kind of a cute addition that they didn't necessarily need to do, and it almost doesn't fit with the vibe of this game because this is a little more silly as opposed to Shadows of Darkness, which is a little more serious than the previous games. But I think it's kind of fun.
You begin to read.
All right. Wonderful. So we'll do that, and then we're going to cast this kind of resist elements spell that we got. Is this it? Nope, that's ritual release. I think I do that every time. Where is it? It's not you. Oh, that's right. We need the staff to cast it. All right. So it should be this guy, right? Yeah, so we're going to cast this.
You cast
these little sparks from all of the neurons that are now firing can actually be pretty dangerous, can do a lot of damage, particularly these ones right here. Although I actually kind of snuck right through without getting hit by anything, which is nice. But the resistance gives you a lot of protection against that, which is nice. I'm actually going to pause for a second and save here, just because the game does have a tendency to glitch in this moment, and I want to hopefully try to avoid that. And if it does happen, then I can come back to it. But hang on one second. All right. So let's read the heart ritual here. After which we need to be very careful not to click the hand icon on the altar, because that seems to be what glitches out the game.
You unroll the scroll.
Yeah, we don't need to hear this one either. I almost want to show you, but it's annoying and I don't want to deal with it, so I won't. But basically you start climbing, even though your character really is supposed to be able to climb, and then it's one of those things where you can just kind of climb all around the screen, but you can't go anywhere. So you have to leave the screen down here, but when you come back, it acts as if the ritual hasn't happened, so you can't go anywhere yet, but you know the ritual is still in your possessions. You're just kind of stuck. But let's levitate up. is what we are actually supposed to do as a magic user. And now we enter into the end game, which hopefully I will do right, but I probably won't.
You have succeeded where many have failed. Begin the final ritual. Soon the darkness will return to this land, and I will never lie helpless in my coffin again.
This is the ritual we learned from the book the last Boyar had in the other room.
Enough talk. Let's get this over with.
I do believe you are jealous. Is that because this hero stopped you from summoning Iblis so long ago? You resent the fact that I triumphed while you failed, don't you?
I only wish to...
It really wasn't long ago at all, like a month.
Dark Master.
Very well. Let the final ritual begin.
You begin to recite the final ritual. Yah, Avuzel, we summon thee. Cold chill fills you, and you feel as if your blood was being sucked from your veins. Still you continue. Oh, great Dark One, enter the world of light. You feel as if your feet were slowly and painfully dissolving into the floor as if by acid. Somehow you continue the essence ritual. Oh, shadows of darkness, enter the land of the living. Your arms feel as if they were frozen, locked forever holding this paper. You continue to speak because you have no other choice. Oh, Master of the Forever Night, return to your own body and live again. Your head aches, and it's getting incredibly difficult to concentrate. You can barely intone the last words of the ritual. Yah, Yah, Avuzel, we summon thee.
Yes! Yes! The spell is completed, and Avuzel awakens. Darkness will fill the land, and we will never flee the sunshine again.
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
No! How dare you!
So Avis could not attack her directly until she attacked him.
Which bound me. Now we shall see who is the true Dark Master.
Despite his strength, she remains far his superior.
I am still a far greater master of magic than you. I am a far more powerful vampire than you. Do you really think your spells can harm me? Guess again.
But my dear Katrina, I do not need to cast spells at you to destroy you.
Avis has found her true weakness.
Destroy my enemy, the one you seem so fond of. Everyone die.
No! I will not let him die!
Your resistance spell is expired.
Watch for the tendril that escapes from behind Avuzel, or the heart of Avuzel.
Avuzel would be attracted by that spell. Now Katrina will have all the darkness she so desired. Much, much more. Ah, the first part of my vengeance is complete. Now I can enjoy fully watching you die slowly and painfully. The tendrils you clutch so desperately are starting to slip through your numb fingers. You cannot hold on much longer. Still, there is a fire burning inside you as you realize that Katrina truly cared for you. You know that you must stop Avis once more and forever, and prevent the Dark One from fully entering this world. There's no place you can run to, and no place for you to hide. Soon there won't even be a place to stand upon. Getting worried, great hero?
Alright, so Avis is a significantly more powerful opponent than us. We can't outfight him, but similar to how he defeated Katrina, we can outwit him with quite possibly the greatest weapon of all, and that's the weapon of laughter. So let's tell him the ultimate joke that we learned from our good buddy Honey Bones, the gnome.
You tell the ultimate joke about the wizard. You take today your demise with scientists of the stations. Avis begins to laugh.
A joke so funny that no matter who you are, you will begin laughing uproariously when you hear it.
Now's your chance.
Alright, so I don't remember if we're supposed to cast at him. I'm gonna summon our staff though. And then let's shoot him with a fireball and see what happens. Alright, good. That's what I thought. I don't know if we were supposed to cast like Reflect or something while we were up here, but obviously we have this little fireball that he had shot at us that the game kind of forgot about, but that's fine. So we definitely need the staff here. We'll summon our staff.
Touch the staff of Erana to the crystal.
And you'll note that this crystal doesn't really seem to fit with the rest of the vibe of this room. It's because it did not belong here.
Freed me from my imprisonment by the Dark One. I have driven Avis back to its own dimension forever. Your magic is of great power to have overcome the evil which was in this place. It seems we shared a dream once. You gave me hope while I was trapped in the darkness. You held me in your arms and showed me your love. I cannot hold you now, nor can we kiss. I am only a spirit, a ghost. It will take more magic than I have ever known before we shall ever be together again. I can only thank you for everything you've done. I shall love you forever. Farewell.
Dark One's cave. Friends and acquaintances in Moldavia hold a party in your honor at Castle Hall.
So even as we speak, the swamp is drying up. Soon the pass will open, and we may trade with the outside world.
NAFTA, because we have to. We can finally sell our produce to others.
Yeah, we'll export garlic to all parts of the world. Everybody will be stinky.
We can even import an elephant or two, just for old time's sake.
It's kind of a running joke in here about them having elephants in town.
He could not have chosen a worthier person for the role.
Maybe you could have done something to help, but he is a nice guy, I guess. Speech really getting overwhelmed by the audio, the music at least.
Fill the room with their cheers.
He returned Tanya to us. For that, we shall be forever grateful.
He proved that dreams can be real if you work to make them so. He brought me back to my mommy and daddy, and you know what? They weren't even mad at me.
Everyone again gives a cheer of happiness.
Igor being brave and not for hero friend. Instead of redhead, Igor be deadhead. Little graveyard humor there.
I would have been burned at the stake only because I am a gypsy if this hero had not befriended me.
That's because some people whose names I won't mention, but you know who you are, spread nasty rumors that gypsies were bad news. How foolish to believe such things.
There are many here who owe their lives and happiness to this hero. In a land with a history of great heroes like Piotr and Erana, he is one of the greatest.
Thank you.
Again, the hall is filled with cheers of excitement. And suddenly hear a familiar pair of voices.
There, that's it. I believe this crystal ball is finally working.
Erasmus!
Anything, Fenris? Yeah, he's with a bunch of people. They're warrior money.
But it's a
As usual.
Well, seeing it is adventure in more Batman is obviously over. Came here to see Mario, of course.
Suppose he doesn't want to come here.
Ah, you bet. He is a hero. See, Mario needs a hero right now. Everyone knows a hero has to go where a hero has to go.
It's true.
This time, for sure.
Fingers crossed. Alright, and there's our final character sheet for the game. Not surprised that we missed some things given how quickly I went through, but almost a perfect score despite that. Probably it's mostly dialogue things is my guess, doing stuff with Magda and the gypsies, but pretty strong character sheet. We'll end things here.
If you have already done so, we encourage
yes.
you to accept. In the meantime,
Hooray, go team. Alright, I will save this here. And then this is kind of the end of the initial anthology. At some point, I will probably do Quest for Glory 5. Hopefully with all 4 character types, although that'll take a little while. But for now, I'll end things here, and until next time, see you.